In something of a tragedy, Clover Studio would produce some of the finest games of the 6th gen, including Okami, God Hand and Viewtiful Joe, only for a muted commercial performance leading to the closure of the studio by Capcom. Luckily for fans of these offbeat titles, a merger between two companies comprising much of the same talent led to the formation of Platinum Games, pretty much picking up the baton from there. Their third title would tap into director Hideki Kamiya's penchant for action games like Devil May Cry, with Bayonetta, one of the most stylish, gorgeous and frantic adventures of the 7th gen, an excellent game sullied only by some minor dents. Following the escapades of Umbra Witch Bayonetta, the titular heroine is suffering a bit of amnesia after falling into a deep, 500-year sleep. Awakened, she begins searching for the counterpart to her own jewel, forming the Eyes of the World, which manage the stream of time. Along the way, she frequently duels with a myriad of angelic monsters and another witch who seems to have ties to Cereza's past. There's also a subplot involving a man who witnessed his father's death and blames Bayonetta, and a lost girl who clings onto the witch like a mother. On the one hand, stylishly directed cutscenes offer incredible action and some breathtaking moments which live long in the memory. But on the other, from a pure narrative standpoint, Bayonetta is admittedly messy. Random time jumps, campy voice work, and some gratuitous moments show silly intent, so perhaps overanalyzing this one is fruitless, but those expecting a coherent narrative may come away disappointed.
You naughty little angels deserve a good spanking.
What certainly was not disappointing was the gameplay. Like a lost sequel to Devil May Cry, Bayonetta sees you cutting up enemies across a ton of levels, while avoiding damage and sustaining combos earns better grades. Being a witch, Cereza's combos often come with an impactful weave flourish, where she conjures large fists or boots to deal more damage. Response time and performance is outstanding, seeing moves flow with a smoothness not seen often around this time. Witch time proves a key element of combat, where a timed dodge slows down everything and allows you to dish out more damage. Bayonetta also has a magic bar, which can be filled to perform torture attacks, powerful quick-time events which summon a variety of unsettling machines to torture your enemies. Different enemy types come with unique torture attacks, and can be very helpful in clearing tougher foes' health bars quickly. All these elements, combined with incredibly smooth gameplay, make this one insanely fun. Across 17 stages, Platinum Games would have players engaging in a myriad of insane scenarios. The opening sees you dueling with angels as a clock tower falls down a cliff. All the while, narration tries to shout over your murdering spree.
Battle, ambush, assassination, and casualty. It was truly a gruesome.
Chapter 3 has you backtracking through a city explored in the previous chapter, but a range of fire hazards and eruptions test your skills even more and add a new spin on a familiar place. Certain chapters are just fights against giant bosses, which prove an absolute highlight with incredible destruction, challenging attack patterns, and satisfying finishes where you conjure kaiju-sized beasts to finish them. Quieter moments of puzzles and exploration do pop up, if only to offer a breather, but this pace never lets up otherwise. Not everything is flawless though. A couple of vehicle sections feel a tad overlong, but a lot of the time, the hyperactive nature of Bayonetta is a sight to behold, and keeps you glued to the screen. Perhaps some of the coolest moments of Bayonetta are when Platinum alters the perspective to see you exploring in ways mere humans cannot. Being a witch of darkness, a clear moon allows Cereza to walk up walls, altering how you traverse, and partaking in combat during these moments is often trippy yet enjoyable. There seems to be a few odes to Super Mario Galaxy, of all games, as you walk around a spherical mound and the camera shifts to a wider view. Eventually, you can even traverse using animal forms, including the panther form, which allows for greater speed and longer jumps. It creates a great sense of intrigue, as you anxiously wait for the next perspective shift and how it will affect your gameplay. In particular, the frequent duels with the rival witch, who too can often traverse the environment fully, sees your battles crawling up the walls and onto the ceiling, which is damn fun. Thankfully, controls and camera keep up with these shifts very well. Character action games often come with a degree of challenge, but Bayonetta proved remarkably accessible in contrast. 5 difficulties are present, with the last 2 requiring completions of the prior to unlock. The lower settings come with an automatic function, which chains combos together with the press of one button. It allows you to experience the insanity without gating the game away to less skilled players, though it crucially sees your rewards lessen. You earn halos, which can be spent to unlock a slew of weapons, accessories, and even healing items. Special items unlock which can prove game-changing, such as the Moons of Mahakala, which allow you to block attacks by pushing your analog stick in the direction of the attack, which is incredibly useful for stopping combos. Completion of higher settings rewards incredibly powerful weapons, incentivizing growth of skill and dedication. The only damper on the difficulty curve is the QuickTime events, which often feel frustratingly easy to miss and usually result in an instant death, which can greatly diminish your final rank. But still, an initial 12-hour run can easily creep up towards the 30-hour mark, with upgrades carrying over every playthrough and shortening your runs. Bayonetta's presentation is also top-notch. A visual treat, the gorgeous tech combines with the distinctly European architecture and art style to form a memorable whole. Animations look splendid, especially during combat, which sees moves chained together with lightning efficiency. And performance, outside of a couple of moments, retains a rock-solid frame rate, ensuring response times remain rapid. Seeing the gigantic bosses attack, with tons of destruction, all the while the game runs at 60 frames per second, is a joy. The sound is great too. Campy voice acting is enjoyably goofy, and combat strikes and blows sound crisp. The torture attacks, in particular, make your skin crawl. But the music proves the standout. A cavalcade of tracks ranging from epic orchestration, jazz-infused jams, and even some odes to publisher Sega's past, with climax mixes of the likes of Splashwave. It's outstanding. Bayonetta is an outstanding action game, which revels in excess and immaturity galore, and while some of its over-the-top nature can diminish the experience, very few hack-and-slash games play as well as this one. Top-notch gameplay, stunning graphics, and tons of unlockables keep players coming for more. Some frustrations prove noticeable, such as cheap deaths from QuickTime events, but frowns are very quickly replaced with grins. Whether it's slashing through angels while slowing down time, battling one of the scream-felling bosses, or watching the ludicrous choreography take over during cutscenes, it's hard not to enjoy this one. Unless you take gaming super seriously, Platinum's third effort proves an easy recommendation.